got to know what the hell were you thinking? You laugh at the young kids in daylight.
Furious achieving.
Lots of blue skies. Just getting ready. Give me a second. Never dies. It's the stars. So never say goodbye. Drew, what's happening? Steven, how are you? Steven, how are you? Drew, hello, hello. Hey, 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 how you doing? All right, all right. Not now. Not now. I think we're about ready to get going. We could be ready. Live, 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 live. Ooh, yes. We seem to have everything up going. Auto Geeks, what's happening? Okay, getting ready to roll, getting ready. Here we go, here we go. All right. Hello, 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 and how are we doing today? Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Now, I'm 62, I'm retired. What I'm looking for might not be the same thing you're looking for. I'm looking for simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Yes, I know 1% a week does come to more than 50% per year. And I'm okay with that. I'm pretty much okay with a 50% return per year. So let's get the ball rolling. Let's get started. Let's say hi to who's ever here. Jake, I see you. Auto Geek, Steven, I got you there. Who do we have over here? Over here we have Petit. That's an interesting name. Gigi, Verizon, Vinny, Jasip, Beto, Mia, Kina. Kina, how you doing? Back again, I see. Nice, nice. Craig, Billy, Bill Wade Tech. Hello. Stephen T, Larry Hart, Neil, Todd Sir, Scott, Limitless, Banks, Joey, Raymond, LBS. Okay, I'll leave that one just alone. Sizzy bro, okay, whatever. Jack, Always Swing. John O, what's going on? John back. Nori D, Frank, Nick, Hartley, how's it going? Who do we have over here? Digital Discipline. Okay. Beto Garcia, que pasa, amigo? Peo Doc, Gary, Olamdi, okay. Desip, okay. Kenny, always swinging, okay. Zeke, I saw you there. Zeke, how you doing? Vinny, Mike, J, Tom, JP, user still rise, okay. BR some junk, okay. Yeah, I see what that says. Beantown, Mike, Banks, Farmer Dan, back again. Thanks for coming. Mark, how you doing? GD, Will R. Donzo, Amen. Or Donnells. Okay, sorry. Spicoli's in the house. Kia, Nora D, Ricky J, Michael, GD, good evening. Eric, Cam, what's going on? Niculator, how am I doing tonight? I'm above ground, everything's still working. Dr. Jason, I see you over there. Preston, Hummerbug, Will, Argus, Richie Rich, BLT, Earl. Okay, Drew Patty. All right, Drew Patty, how you doing? JSX. Well, all right. So good evening, everyone. Let's get the ball rolling. What we're looking for specifically, you guys are going to give me tickers or stock symbols. I'm going to take a look at them. I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for before we even get started. Number one, I want companies that are consistently profitable. As a matter of fact, that is my rule number 3. I got 5 very simple rules. Rule 1, never buy something you don't understand or you don't want to hold on to. If you don't know who they are, you don't know what they do, don't buy it. It just doesn't make sense. Rule number 2 is never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the game. And yes, it is a game. and it has adult type consequences. That being said, 5 rules. You ready? Rule 1, never buy something you don't want to own. Rule 2, never sell at a loss. Rule 3, here's a good one. Make sure the company's consistently profitable. Me personally, I like 2 decades. That's 10, 20 consecutive years of increased profits. Okay? Now, rule number 4, weekly options only. Now, as I said earlier, I want cash flow on a weekly basis. Now, most people buy stocks, well, there's 2 different reasons. One, they want to make money every single day or every single week, and they're really active. Okay, fine. This is not that. Second is the people who buy stocks and just hold them for decades. There's nothing wrong with that either. Okay? This here is just a different way of investing. It's not the best, it's not the worst, it's not the newest, it's not the shiniest, it is what it is. And I'm terribly sorry if you don't get that, but it is what it is. Okay? Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. It's simple, it's easy, let's get it done. Let's see what you guys want to look at tonight. Now, make sure the company's a good company. Don't give me some crap to take a look at, and I'll call you out on it too. All right? AWR, DB. AWR, American Water, is a monthly optionable stock. I said a little while ago, rule 4 is weekly options only. Amir wants to take a look at Ford. Okay, let's take a look at Ford. I love Ford. Ford's one of those companies that's been around for over 100 years. How can you go wrong with a company that is 100 years old? Yeah, you heard me. How do I go wrong with a company 100 years old? Who's that? Cam, all right. Steve T, how you doing? Adam B. Here we go. Here's the high of the year. Let me slide over this way so you can see better. The high of the year, the low of the year. Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? Look at the motion. From the bottom of the year, she shoots up, drops. Now she's bouncing off that bottom. Here's the top, here's the bottom, and then she's bouncing. Let's zoom in to get a better look at that. Here you go. 30 days ago, we're at 14. We jump up 1475, drop down to 11. Now we're here at 1167. Definitely going back up after that bottom right there. So the question would be, do you like Ford? Now, I'm not talking about the cars themselves. You may not like the cars. Well, I definitely don't like that new Mustang. I can't even believe they put that little pony on that freaking whatever you call that thing. No. I'm sorry, I'm a true Mustang fan. I'm a muscle car Mustang fan from the 60s and the early 70s. All that other crap, yeah, no thank you. Anyway, so here we go, Ford. We got 2 days left for this week, Thursday and Friday. We're not really going to find anything for this week, so we're going to go and look at 2 April, which is next week. Okay, so let's get out of this one, open up this, and see the numbers. Hold on, GD, Eric, Cam, Nucleator. All right, Will, thank you for that. So, did I say Rule 5? I said Rule 4, weekly options only. Rule 5 is make sure all the numbers work. Now, I'm going to explain everything as the night progresses, kind of like a good movie. Everything comes together at the end, and it all makes sense. Okay? The guy gets the girl, they run off into the sunset, and everybody lives happily ever after. Anyway, the numbers. Rule 5, make sure all the numbers work in your favor. Okay, 1167, 1167, 1167, 1167. Why do you think it's up there 4 times? It's the last trade of the day. This number here, 1167, will be remembered for all eternity. Because someone, somewhere, is going to ask, what was the closing price for Ford on the 25th of March in 2026? And that number right there will go down in history, 1167. That's the closing price for today. That being said, well, what does it look like? Top, bottom, now she's bouncing up. Now, you should have 5 questions rattling around upstairs. 5. You ready? Question number 1. Does it make sense? Buy a company as it's going up from the bottom, sell it to someone else for the exact same price you just paid for it, or as close as you can get it using a covered call. So buy the stock, sell it to someone else for the same price, collect a premium or transactional fee. I don't know, maybe, call it what you want. But it is a covered call, and we do get to collect the premiums. That should be 1% or more. And that's how we get our 1%. So if I buy it 11.67, sell it at 12, which is a little bit more, I can pick up 13 cents. Now I know you're not jumping for joy for a crappy little 13 cents. Context and perception. What does that mean? Well, what does that 13 cents represent? That's what it means. If the stock price is 11.67 and you're collecting 13 cents per share this week, that means you're collecting, hold on, let's get the calculator to give you the exact number. I want to be as accurate as possible. So, to find out the rate of return, we're going to take the profit, 13, okay? And we're going to divide it by the stock price, because that will give me a rate of return, 11.67. That's going to give me the rate of return for 1 week. Now think about it. If 1% every single week is 52 weeks in the year, that's a 52% return by the end of the year. And that is simple interest. And I do hope I don't have to explain the difference between simple interest and compounded interest, because there's a huge difference. There really is. All right, so 1% a week is going to be over 50% per year, but you get a bunch of questions rattling at you, coming at you left and right. Does it make sense? Do I like this company? Do I like this company at this current price? Can I see myself buying this, turning it every single week? Because here's the thing. Look at this. 27 March, that's this Friday. 2 April, that's next Friday. 10 April, that's 2 Fridays away. 17 April, 30 Fridays away. 24 April, 4 Fridays away. And we go on and on and on and on. The beauty of about a weekly option is it's available every week. So if we want to buy a company, Ford, over 100 years old, for this, sell it for that, walk away with 1.1% for 1 week, and then we just repeat the process. Week after week after week. 1% a week, over 50% per year. Ford, let's do this one. Okay, let's get out of here. Get out of there. Let's go to covered calls, because that's what it is. We're going to buy the stock, sell the option. Okay? The 12, it's right there. 1 contract. And here's what it should look like. Nekoros, how you doing today? Is that James? James, okay, Gianni Caruso. I don't know, something like that. Let's take a look. This is what the order should look like, and this was what it should sound like. I always encourage people to read it out loud so that you can hear what it sounds like, just to make sure you're doing the right trade. Dr. Corey, I see you down there. Buy 1 covered call of Ford, 2 April 26. That means this option contract is going to expire next Friday. So whoever buys it, I don't buy options, I sell them, okay? Because most options expire worthless, so I'm not a buyer. I am a seller. I love that 80-20 rule, if you know what that means. If 80% of all options expire worthless, I want to sell them. Because think about it. If I sell it and it expires worthless, that means I buy it back at 0. Because you have to have a complete equation. What's a complete equation? Well, there is a buy, there is a sell, and then there's a profit or loss, one or the other. So you get 3 items, A, B, C. Buy, sell, profit, loss. whatever it's going to be. But in the stock market, you can do it backwards. So what we're doing is we're buying the stock first, eventually going to sell it and figure out what our profit's going to be. But with the option, we're doing it backwards. We're selling it first, buying it. Wait a minute, we're selling it first, collecting our profits, and then later buying it back. Well, something like that. All right, so anyway, buy one covered call of Ford to April 26th. That means it's going to expire next Friday. The $12 call option, and the stock right now is $11.69. That's pretty close to 12. All right, 46 is our profit, 1100 is our investment. So let's save this one because I like 1.1% and I like Ford. So that goes with rule number one. Never buy a company that you do not understand. If you don't understand what Ford does, don't buy it. Wait for it to pop up. Where is she? There she is right there. There we go. Yeah, baby. Ford. To April. That's next Friday. The 12 call option. The profit, 46. The investment, 1100. Now, remember earlier where I said I want a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Well, when I say simple, the covered call is one of the easiest strategies there is. Okay? Safe, the covered call is so safe that the federal government allows you to do the covered call in your IRA. There are a lot of strategies you cannot do in your IRA, but that is just one of them. I get some noise in the background over here. I can see who it is. Come on. Participants. Right, it's Elvin. I'm going to mute you, Elvin. Sorry. Got to mute Jack, too. Got to mute that one. And Jack's on there again. Another Jack. Oh, I get two Jacks over here. All right. There we go. All righty, all righty. Ah, damn it, that missed. All right. WFC looking better. Ooh, I like WFC. Wells Fargo. All right, so let's save this one. $1.1. What else we got to do? We got to do this. Thursday, that's tomorrow. All right. Next, what do we have next? Oh, no, don't. I'm not quite sure what that means, but all right. Ford, we just did Ford. Okay, Bastion. Bastion says rule 2 is a hit or lose. Sorry, dude, I'm going to say no to that one because my rule number 1 is never buy something you don't want to own long term. Well, what do you do after that? What is the logical rule to come next? Okay, you want to buy something? Great. Well, now you got to sell it. So how are you going to sell it? I like rule 2. Never sell at a loss because you can't profit until you sell something. So if rule 1 is never buy something unless you really want it and really want to hold on to it, well, that kind of makes sense. That rule 2 should be whatever your profit's going to be, or never sell at a loss. I like mine. Never sell at a loss. Jay Clayton. Caton, is that right? Jay Caton. How you doing, Jay? All right. Next on the list is going to be Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, WFC. Here we go. WFC, Wells Fargo. Now, it takes just a couple of seconds to take a look at the chart. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up. If the high is here and the bottom is way down here, we're right here, smack dab in the middle. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. All right. But check out the bounce right there. We're at 97.50, dropped down to 75. Now we bounce back up. Look at all that space we got to go. Because what do stocks do? They come down and then they go back up. See, look, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Well, down. Now she's going back up again. Okay, great. Do I like Wells Fargo? Well, here's the thing about Wells Fargo. It's over 100 years old. Why the hell not? Wang Chung. We'll take a look at Harley-Davidson in a minute. But here we go with Wells Fargo. Does that look right? Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, here's our high. We drop down. Now she's going back up. I love it at 80. The 80. Oh, yeah, that looks good. Let's do Wells Fargo at 80. Why not? So on my list, okay, we're going to change the covered call. There it is. The $80 call option. There that is. One contract. There it is. And here we go. All right, read it out loud so that it makes sense. Are you ready? Buy one covered call, Wells Fargo. To April, that's next Friday. And the $80 call option, okay. 164 is the profit. 78.36 is the investment. Now, depending on how you look at it and how does it make sense to you. Well, for me, I look at it as not buying stocks. I look at it as creating weekly cash producing assets. Okay, so what do we have as assets? We have our time, we have our health. So what do? For the first part of our life, we get drilled into the ABCs, 1, 2, 3, that reading, writing, arithmetic crap. First 12 years of our lives. Sorry, the first 18 years of our lives. Great. After that, you go into the workforce. Great. Wonderful. I forget where I was going with that conversation. Damn it. All right, so here we go. Let's try this one. What is the rate of return here? 164 is the profit. The investment is going to be 78.36. Oh my God, I can hear it going now. Do you hear it? My voice is just going bad. How's that? That better? Holy cow. All right. So the rate of return, it almost got it, 2%. Look at that. 2%. So do you like Wells Fargo? Well, Wells Fargo is going to give us a 2%. Now, I like the idea of weekly cash producing assets. So every week I buy something, and then every week I collect money from it. And if I buy it right, I can collect that money every single week after week after week. Wells Fargo, here we go. Let's save this one. Here we go. Wells Fargo. Why not? I like Wells Fargo. What do we have down here? Therapeutic Pros. AVGO has posted gains for 15 years. Not 25, but what do you think about this one? All right, Therapeutic. I'm going to take a look at this one next. Okay? Right now, we're taking a look at Wells Fargo. Here we go. WFC, Wells Fargo. 2 April. That's next Friday. The $80 call option. Well, 164 is the profit for one contract. Then you get to decide how many contracts can you buy. 1, 5, 17, 22, $7,800. That's $78,000 if you wanted 10 contracts. But what's 10 contracts? 10 contracts is going to be $1,600 for the week. Can you imagine that? $1,600 every single week just for owning a company? Let's take a look. We already did this one. This one is 2.1%. All right, 2%. All right, I can do 2%. Wells Fargo, why not, right? Put it right there. Next. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? Okay, so Therapeutic Pros wants to take a look at AVGO. All right, AVGO. Let's take a look. All right, back to where we go. Beginning AVGO. Go over this side. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up. Okay. 318.81. 318.81. Well, we can do the 317s. I like 317. Let's take it out. Lagging bad on TikTok. Hey, Laurie, how are you today? Yeah, Wang Chung want to take a look at Harley-Davidson next. Sit tight. Utilico, how you doing? Paula, how's it going? Mike Warner, Sambo, 7777. What happens if it expires under 12, and what happens if it expires over 12? All right, Sambo wants to go back to Ford and re-examine that. We'll get to AVGO in a second. All right, all right. So here we go. Sambo, you ready? Here we go. So if I buy it at 1167 and sell somebody the right, not the obligation. See, we have a difference between call options and put options. A call option gives somebody the right but not the obligation. That means they can buy it if they want to, but they don't have to. That's, a choice, an option, a choice. Kind of neat. But when it comes to a put option, they are obligatory. It took me a while to get that word out because it's a weird word. Obligatory. You're obligated to buy it. So if I buy an option, a put option, right? If I buy a put option, I can force someone to buy it from me at a certain price by a certain date. Okay, that's a put option. Now, if I sell a put option, that means somebody can force me to buy it at a certain price by a certain date. So that's what options are for. It's either a right to do something or an obligation to do something. So it depends. Rights, option. I want to use the word, but not want to use options. The choice means you don't have to if you don't want to. That's a call option. Obligation or obligatory is the put option. So you want to force someone to buy it, you sell them a put option. You want to have the right to buy something, you buy an option. Okay, so Sambo 777, Kerry Lane, thank you for that. So Sambo 777 wants to know what happens with the stock if it ends on Friday below 12, or what happens if it's above 12. Okay, you ready? If I buy at 1167, I sell the 12 call options. I pick up my 1%. Okay, fine, dandy, wonderful. Hey, Botox Docs, what's happening? So if it is above 12, I get two choices. One, I can do what is called rolling it forward, pushing it into another week, picking up another 1 or 2%. Great, I love rolling forward. Or two, I can just let a person buy it from me and just take it away if it's above 12. Now, if it is below 12, I get to keep the stock and I get to do it again next week. Because here's the thing, once you own the stock, once you own the company, you can sell an option, a weekly option, every single week. You just got to learn how to play the game. So anytime I buy something, I ask myself 5 simple questions. Question number 1. You're going to see a lot of 5s because it's easy. It's one hand. Because remember, I created this for my 9-year-old daughter. So I had to make it easy. We got 5 of these. We got 5 of those. So here's the thing. Anytime I buy something, when I look at it on a daily basis, it's always the same. What did I buy it for? $11.67. What did I sell it for? The 12. Where is it now? Where does it look like it's going? What should I do? That's it. They're 5 simple questions, and it's not that difficult. What did I buy it for? That number never changes. What did I sell? Well, it should give you a good idea what you sold it for if you're paying attention to your money, which you probably should. Okay? It's always the same questions over and over again. What did I buy? What did I sell? Where's it at? Where does it look like it's going? And what should I do next? Well, this is simple. Here's the top. It drops down the bottom. It shoots up. Stocks do 2 things and only 2 things. They go up and they go down. That's it. They don't do anything else. They don't come to your house and cook you dinner. Trust me, I waited days and it never showed up. All right, so hopefully that explains it. Now, Wayne Chung wants to take a look at Harley-Davidson, H-O-G, Harley-Davidson. You'd think it would be H-D, but no, H-O-G. Here we go. Go over this side so you can see better. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's where it was a year ago. Here's where we are now. Now follow the bouncing ball, if you will. Remember? Bouncy, bouncy. Anyway, down, up, up, down, blah, 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 blah. It's simple. Down, up, down, up. I could do this, hey, follow the bouncing ball, because that's what they do. I don't want to see that. I want it simplified. Remember? Simple, safe, predictable. Down, up, up. That's it. Let's check the numbers. If it's at 1847, I want to do the 1850s because that's going to be the safest trade for me. Now, I could do the 19s. I can do the 18s, but the 1850 is the closest. 1847, okay, these are strike prices. 1650, 17, 1750, 18, 1850, 19, so on and so forth. But the stock price is 1847. The closest strike price is going to be 1850. And what is that selling for? 50 cents. So do the math in your head real quick. 50 cents is what percentage of an $18 stock? Nobody can think of that quick. It's over 2%, I know that much. So yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at this area right here, see what's happening right here, right now. Okay, here we go. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Now she's bouncing. Okay, that's what stocks do. High, low, bounces up. How high is it going to go? It's going to go up until it's done. That's it. Terribly sorry. There's no crystal ball. There's no magic formula. Stocks go down until they're done. Then they bounce off the bottom and then they go up until they're done going up. It's actually that simple. So 30-day high, way up here. 30-day bottom, right down here. Okay, drops. Now she's bouncing and going up. Now I want to jump in and take a short little ride, grab just 1%, get the heck on out, and jump onto another one. It's kind of like the merry-go-round. You remember the merry-go-round? As a kid, oh, it's wonderful, it's great. You go jump from horse to horse to horse to horse to horse. Jump on, and it goes round and round and round. As an adult, you just sit back and say, yeah, whoop-de-doo. But as a child and as a young kid, you're excited because you go from one horse to the next, to the next, to the next. And I don't know if some of you guys jumped horses, when you're younger. But here's the thing. Stock market's the same way. Okay, if you step back, yeah, it's like a merry-go-round. Everybody's going round and round and round. They go up, they go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, round and round and round and round. We're just going to jump on, go for a quick little ride, grab our 1%, jump off, go home. That's about it. What else do we got? Oh, wait a minute. Harley-Davidson. Let's check this out. We do Harley-Davidson 1850. 1850, there it is. And we're going to do one contract. That way you understand what the number is. Because if I do 7, it's going to be like, what? I got to divide it by 7, carry the 3, underline. Oh, no way. Okay, here it is. Buy one covered call, Harley-Davidson. 2 April, that's next Friday, 1850. Well, the current price is 1847. Well, 1850 is pretty damn close. All right, so that being said, 58 is my profit, 1800 is my investment. Let's see what my rate of return for 1 week is going to be. Because I don't invest like normal people. I invest for weekly returns, not monthly, not quarterly, weekly. Okay? Let's find out. We're going to need the calculator for that. Profit's 58. We're going to divide it by the investment, 1792. We can call that 1800. I mean, come on. 3.2% for Harley-Davidson. So here's the part where you have to stop and ask yourself a question. Does it make sense? Do I like Harley-Davidson? And is this something I can picture myself buying and holding on to? Well, they've been around since 1903. Yep, more than 100 years. Well, let's save this one. %3.2%. Why not? I can deal with 3.2% every week. But here's the thing that people don't like. You got to do it every day. You know, it's... All right, hold on. Right there we go. Here we go. Harley-Davidson. 2 April. The 1850 call option. Okay. 58 is the profit. 1800 is the investment. I believe it was 3.2%, wasn't it? 3.2% for 1 week. Only if you like Harley-Davidson. Never buy something just because it looks good. You want to make sure it's a worthy, what's a good word for this? I want to say a worthy place to put your money. It just doesn't sound good enough to me. I don't know. 3.2. Wow, we got 3 already. We need to come up with 2 more. 3.2. All right, what do we get? Let's take a look at some of these questions. All right. Oh, yeah, we're going to do AVGO in 1 second. Justin, how you doing? Botalk, thank you. Julie Stevens, how are you today? Giovanni, how's Wells Fargo? Looks pretty good. Alex, I see. Oh, Florida girl. Holy cow, I haven't seen or heard from you in weeks. Or actually, I should say months. Unless it's a different Florida girl. How many people would have that name, same username, Florida girl? I don't know. All right. Boo Magic, what's going on? Michelle, I see you. How you doing? Oscar's house, thank you for that. Heath. Do you do options on any indexes? No, I do not, because there hasn't been a single index that is consistently profitable, consistent. Hey, Mighty Bargain, how are you doing today? And Ron, I had Harley-Davidson in college. Good times. I did too. I loved my Harley. I traded it for a Corvette. And, no, wait a minute. I traded my Corvette for the Harley-Davidson. And then the Harley-Davidson got bought by somebody in the Netherlands. They bought it and they shipped it over to the Netherlands. Univision, how you doing today? All right. Okay, so you guys are done with your suggestions. Down here, we're going to look at AVGO. All righty. There we go. AVGO. Now, the same thing we're going to look at all the time. We look at all the time, all the time, all the time. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up. Simple. Right to the point. You ready? 318. The 317.50 is going for $9. Okay, that's close to 3%. I'm going to take a look at that one. All right, so let's take a gander. All right, last 30 days. What do you think? She drops, shoots up, drops again, shoots up again. Michelle, I see that. We're going to take a look at that next. Okay, Michelle? Thank you, Michelle. So here we go. Let's take a look. Okay, let's do this one. AVGO. Covered call. There it is. The 317.50, there we go, and here we go, just one contract. Now this one, I'm going to apologize now, is going to be a tiny bit on the pricey side. Reason being, it's a $300 stock. It's not a $10 stock. It's not a $20 stock. This baby's $300. So yeah, a little bit different. Buy one covered call, AVGO, to April 26th. That means this option is going to expire next Friday, 317.50. Well, the current price is 318.81. So I'm going to be selling it for less than I paid for it. Don't worry, the computer already figured out what my profit's going to be. Do you remember the part where I said safe, simple, predictable, and consistent? Well, the predictable part comes before I even buy it. All right, so picture yourself here. You buy a stock. Now you have to wait for it to move for you to decide when to sell to collect your profits. That's a minor flaw in that whole equation. Because, ooh, I want to buy this company today. Well, great, buy it. Now you have to wait for it to move to a direction you want. Now, see, the 1% I'm okay with, because here's the thing. If I buy it tomorrow morning, 318.81, I'm going to sell it for less than I paid for it. Okay? The 317.50. Going to pick up $844 per contract, but it's $31,000 per contract. Okay? Don't get scared about it because everybody starts out with $5 stocks and $10 stocks. And then they move up to 15s and 20s and 50s to 75s, and then 100s to 150s, then 200 to 400, and then eventually you start getting into companies at $500, $600, $700, $800 per share. It's just a slow progression. And if you're just getting started, which I understand a lot of you are just getting started, and we will be having a second website, same thing, but it's for people who have less money and just want to get started. Okay? So, remember I said safe, simple, and predictable? This tells me what my profit's going to be before I even do it. So I don't have to wait. So I jump in. I like to do it on Monday morning. Sell the contract on Monday morning. Pick up my money on Monday morning. And just wait it out until Friday. Okay. Well, here we go. 844 is the profit. 31,000 is the investment. What's the rate of return? 844 divided by $30,906 to give me a total of 2.7. Hold on a second. Didn't we just see Harley-Davidson with, what, $1,800 making a 3% return? This is making 2.7, and I got to dish out 30 grand? It's percentages. Okay? So 1% of 100 is still 1%. 1% of 100,000 is still 1%. The numbers are just different. That's all. 1%, 1%, no matter how you look at it. Okay, so fine. Let's save this one. 2.7. $2.7 for 1 week. Well, it's not that bad. If 1% a week is 50% by the end of the year, 2.7 has got to be at least 125% by the end of the year. Here we go. AVGO to April 317.50, 844 is the profit, 30,906 is the investment. Anytime you want to see what your rate of return is, you take your profits divided by your investments, and that gives you your weekly rate of return. What's wrong with that? So, I like this one, 2.7. What's wrong with 2.7? Anybody don't like 2.7 every week? 2.7. There we go. All right, we got one more. We got room. Oh my God, it's not even 10 o'clock yet. Wow, we breezed through pretty quick, didn't we? Took a long time to find 5 last night. Matthew, how you doing? Grumpy Monk, back again. Thank you. Univision, I see you. Chubbal, okay. Chubbalabus. Okay, Buddhist. Chubulab. Okay, dude, that's a good one. Chubba Lubudis. Fighting Artichoke. Hey, Blue 420, how you doing, brother? Back again, I see. Thank you. All right, so Grumpy Monk, how you doing? Justin, how you doing? What's your opinion on NAT? Let's check it out. Toothpick, we'll take a look at Campbell's Soup in a minute. Right now, we're going to take a look at NAT. I have no idea what that is, but hey, we'll take a look. NATATION. Okay, Nordic American Tank. No ops. Whoa. What was that one? Oh, NAT. Sorry, dude, that's going to be a no. Justin, I don't do monthlies. April, May, June, August, yeah, no. Those are months of the year. Now, a monthly option, you can only do it 12 times. Okay? So, no, I would prefer a 52 because if I'm getting 1% with each one of my trades, because I want it simple, I want it in, I want to be out really quick. Okay? If I'm going to do a monthly, I'm going to get 12% a year. That really doesn't work for me. Sorry. Toothpick, Campbell's, CPB. Okay, so I'm going to say no to Campbell's for this week, and the only reason I'm saying no for this week, it didn't even take me 2 seconds to see this. The top, the bottom, where was it, where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down. Looking for a new bottom. Let me zoom in and show you. Okay, 30-day high, 30-day bottom. It does look like it's slowing down, but I don't buy at the bottom. I wait to find the bottom, and then I wait for 2 days going up, and on the third day, I will jump in. But that's my rule for me. You got to figure out what works for you and what rules are right for you. Okay, that being said, no to Campbell Soup. What do we have next? All right, what do we have down here? Bastion, thank you for that, Bastion. Allison, how are you today? That sounds about right. Thank you, Toothpick. Dr. Corey, don't what? Uh-oh. Konnichiwa. Could I roll down one strike Tuesday? Absolutely, you could. You can roll up, you can roll down, you can roll sideways. You just can't roll backwards. All right. Michelle wants to take a look at CVS. Charlie Victor Samuel. Ooh, check a look at that. Okay, that's one of those. Ooh. Josh, we'll take a look at that in a second, Josh. Here we go. CVS. Here's the top, 85. Here's the bottom at 58. We actually had a double bottom twice right there. A year ago, we're at 66. Now we're at 72. Down, up, down, up. Simple, right? So let's take a look at the numbers. What am I buying it for? 72.18. The closest strike price will be the 72, and that's going for 158. That's more than 2%. Who does that? That's 2%, yeah. All right, so let's zoom in a little closer. Get a little closer. Now that looks pretty good. 30 days ago, she drops. Here's the bottom. Now she's going up. The 72 looks good to me. Let's see what we're looking at. Covered call. There it is. The 72 is right there. And which do one contract. I see motion over here. I don't know what it is, but we'll get there. Here we go. What do we have over here? Ooh, hold tight. Okay. Josh Testosterone. Really, Josh? You couldn't come up with a more colorful name than that one? Anyway, Josh, I'm going to show you something about energy transfer in a minute or two. Benefit to rolling on Friday for usually higher premium, it seems, or wait until Monday. Why? If you roll on a Friday, think of it this way. If options expire on a Friday, okay, I usually roll my options around 10, 11, 12 o'clock on a Friday. Okay, that's what I do. Because you could wait until Monday if you wanted to, but if you wait until Monday, you lose the time value that's left on the Friday for the new option, and then you miss the time value that's on Saturday, and you miss the time value that's on Sunday. Now, I know you can't trade on Saturdays and Sundays, but there's still time value on the Saturday and the Sunday. That's why I roll on a Friday, because the Friday options, it's going to expire anyway. There's only a few hours left in the day. But that's what I do. You've always got to figure out what makes sense to you. You know, find someone that you can learn from, match what they're doing, ask questions, do your research, make sure you understand what you're doing before you do anything. I always encourage people to paper trade. Paper trading is kind of like playing Monopoly. 4 green houses, 1 red hotel, round and round, round you go, $200, let's go to a show, you know, that type of scenario. So here we go. Let's find out what the rate of return here is. To do that, we take 157, which is the profit. We divide it by the investment, $7,043. Comes to 2.2% for 1 week. If you like this company, and it's always, always, always going to come down to that question and those answers. What am I buying? What am I selling? Where is it at? Where is it going? What should I do? These are all simple questions. This strategy that I'm teaching you here was created for a 9-year-old little girl. Because in 2008, my daughter says, "Hey, Daddy, what are you doing?" My 9-year-old daughter. Now, the boys didn't want anything to do with the stocks or the money. They could care less. But my 9-year-old daughter was like, "Daddy, can you teach me?" It's like I had no clue whatsoever how my life would change just because of that one little question. Because think about it this way. Okay, dads and their boys usually have a good bond because, you know, they're guys. They do guy things. What kind of relationship can a guy have with his daughter other than, you know, just protecting him and being there for her? So she wanted to spend time and learn how to trade stocks as a 9-year-old. Okay, so anyway. So it was created for her, simple, safe, predictable, whatever. So, here we go. Let's get the calculator out, see what kind of rate of return this one is. 157.03.202. Okay, I already did this one. All right. CVS. This is number 5. 5 for the day. Hey, we can quit early. Oh, it's only 11. It's only 10 o'clock. We got 1 hour to go. All right. Weird thing. We're not looking at any more stocks for us today. We're just going to answer questions. All right, here we go. CVS. CVS. 2 April. 72 call option. That means I'm going to buy it tomorrow morning at the current price, 72.18. Sell it for less than what I paid for it and still walk away with 2.2%. Doesn't that sound crazy? See, I can buy the stock and I don't have to wait for it to go up or down. Because stocks only do 3 things. Yeah, I know, they said they go up and they go down. But here's the thing. If it goes up and down and it just looks like it goes nowhere, could be. So, for buying at 72.18, selling at 72, picking up 157, this is going to be my investment. That's going to be 2%. Now, if 1% every week is 50% by the end of the year, we all know that 2% is going to be at least 100%. Josh Testosterone, haha, it's basically my last my last name just to play on words. Love that story. Thank you, Maker F. Okay. Heats. You want to take a look at Duke. Duke Energy is a monthly. It's going to be a no. Madam, I mean, or let them expire and then do Monday. Yeah, you can do it that way. But Amanda, it always comes down to that question. What did I buy it for? What did I sell? Where is it at? Where is it going? What should I do? I ask that question every single day. I take a look at my stocks every day. It takes me 5 to 10 minutes. Think about this for a second. 5 to 10 minutes a day just looking at your money. What I buy, what I sell, where's it going? What should I do? 1% every week, 10 minutes a day. That's less than an hour to get 1%. So if I have $100,000 in my account, don't laugh, I'm 62, I should have at least 6 figures, okay? Okay, when you get in your 60s and you're ready to retire, you should have pretty damn close to 6 figures. 100 grand, 200 grand, whatever. Let's just say 100 because that's a simple number to work with. But here's the thing. 1 hour a week, 10 minutes a day. Okay, 10 minutes a day, 1 hour a week will equal 1%. So if I have 100,000, 1% of 100,000 is $1,000. How much time did I spend making that? 1 hour. So my time is now worth $1,000 an hour. Okay, if I don't, if I have 500,000 and I spend 1 hour to make 1%, that's $5,000. So now my time is worth $5,000 an hour. Do you see how that works? Conan, how you doing today? Now you want to join me on my live. See, I got a minor problem with that. Number one, I have no idea who you are. I never invite anybody unless I have a conversation with them first. You want to have a conversation? Anybody wants to have a conversation with me, send me your number. DM me your phone number. I personally will call you myself. I even have a schedule, a call schedule on the website. So whatever website you're on, there's 9. So we're live streaming on 9 different platforms. Okay. In the bio, there should be a link that goes to my email where you can DM me your phone number and I will call you personally. If you think I'm emailing you, if you think I'm texting you, if you think I'm Instagramming you, what do you call that? Snapchatting, WhatsApping, or any of that stuff, that's not me. The last I checked, there was 37 people pretending to be me. So if you think you're having a conversation with me and it's not on the phone like a regular person, hi, hello, how you doing? That ain't me. Okay? I use the phone as it was intended. Sorry. So now I say that only because a lot of people have been scammed by people pretending to be me. That's why I always say, you want to have a conversation, drop me your number. I will call you personally. I'm not going to pass off your phone number to someone else in my team because that's just not right. Okay? Anyway, in my opinion. Which five for today? Okay, file opener. We're going to get to that in a minute. Right now, we're looking at, what are we looking at? CBS. We just finished CBS. 222222222. 2222222. There we go. Whoops. 2.2. So the five for today. I think I'll give it to you before the end of the night. That way, just make you hang around. Make you hang around before I give them out. RJ wants to take a look at Lowe's. I like Lowe's. I do. Lowe's, if you did not know, Lowe's, the blue store, okay? Yeah. Lowe's is a dividend king. Now, if you don't know what a dividend king is, think about it. Just the word, dividend king. Some type of royalty. Okay, great. The dividend kings have 5 decades. Okay, I'm going to do this the other way. You ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years or more of increased profits. That's why they are called a dividend king. You can't get any better than a dividend king, unless you want a dividend god. And I was like, well, who the hell's that? Well, funny thing you should ask. There's one company called Consolidated Edison. They've been in business for over 200 years. Anyway, here we go. So, CBS. I want to do the 72s. There it is right there. Oh, wait a minute. We already did this one. What's next? No sound coming through. Uh-oh. Why is there no sound coming through? Sorry, Conan. All right. Let's go over to here. Heats. AWR is American Water. And American Water is a monthly option. It's going to be a no right off the top. RJ wants to take a look at Lowe's. I almost forgot to take a look at Lowe's. Here we go. Really quickly. You ready, RJ? Here we go. The high, 292. The low, 208. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Well, that looks pretty good. It's at 236 at the moment. Right there. Okay. So the 230, I got to change that because I can't really read it. To 235 is going for 520. Hell yeah, 237 is going for 390. Both of those can give you more than 1%. Let's check it out. Calculator. If I'm going to do lows, I'm going to do the 235s, and that's 520. Okay, so 520. And how much is each stock worth? At this moment, 236.18. Divide 236.18, and we come up with 2.2% for Lowe's. 2.2 if you like Lowe's. What else do we got? Karen Young, hopefully 7 figures. Yeah, I hear you, Karen. Unfortunately, I only got 6. But I'm okay with my 6 because it gives me enough money every week for me to live comfortably. Heats, Johnson & Johnson. You don't really listen very well, do you, Heats? Because you asked me about Johnson & Johnson a while ago. It was no then. It's probably going to be another no. Johnson & Johnson, which, by the way, is another dividend king. Stock trader Venu. Okay. Gotta prove that I'm human over here. There we go. Alrighty. So Heats wants to take a look at Johnson & Johnson. It's a great time to buy if you like it. Check this out. Okay. Up, down, up, down, up. Well, that looks pretty darn good. All right, but here's the thing. If I buy it at 239.93, I'm going to do the 240s. The 240s will give me more than 1% if you like Johnson & Johnson. Okay, so Josh Testosterone. ET, called energy transfer. Hold on a second. Now, I'm going to say no to energy transfer for two reasons. Reason number one, it's at the high of the year. I don't buy anything at the high of the year. And reason number two, look at all the zeros. Okay, so if, or I should say when the stock goes down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, so on and so forth. As the stock goes down, you get zero premiums. So I stay away from companies that have zero premiums, two strikes out. It just doesn't make sense. Because it is going to go down, and I just don't want to be there when it does. Kissable! Abbott Labs, ABT. I like Abbott Labs. He just wants to take a look at Wally World. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Kissable, Abbott Labs, ABT. Well, that's interesting. Did you see it? Oh, I'm in the way. Sorry. Did you see it right here? It should be one of the first things you see. Okay? Now, when I tell everybody it takes me anywhere between 2 to 4 seconds, okay, 2 to 4 seconds to size up a chart. Does it make sense? Do I want to look at it more? Do I want to spend more time on it? Well, the 5 things I'm looking for are so blatantly obvious, it should take you 2 to 3 seconds to see all 5 of them. Okay? Now, watch closely, and you should be able to see all 5 too within 2 to 3 seconds. Okay? It's not that difficult. Okay? High, low, was, is. That's it. Did you see that? High, that's number 1. The low, that's number 2. Where was it? All the way to the left. That's number 3. Where is it? That's number 4. All the way to the right. And number 5, up, down. That's it. It should take you 2 to 3 seconds. 2 to 3 seconds. That's it. High, low, was, is. And then we go to step number 2. Step number 2 is the numbers. 104.83. Come on, you should know that one right off the top of your head. 104.83, the closest strike price, 104.83 is going to be 105. And what's 1% of 105? 1% of 105 is 105. $105. 1% of $105 is $1.05. It's actually that simple. Okay? 157 is more than 1%. That works for me. Heats wants to take a look at Wally World. Oh, wait a second. We're on Abbott Labs still. Okay? Top, bottom, now she's going up. Now, if you like Abbott Labs, that could be good. But wait a second. Didn't it do the same thing 2 weeks ago? Didn't it do the same thing 3 weeks ago? Didn't it do the same thing 4 weeks ago? But what it didn't do is 2 days up, and then on the third day, see, bottom, 1, 2, no third day. Bottom, 1, 2, no third day. Bottom, 1, 2, no third day. That's why I wait 2 days up, and on the third day, I will jump in. Now, see, the top, bottom, now she's going up. Only 1 day up. So, yeah, I'll keep my eye on it. Geo, I'm starting a TSP this year. Any advice? TSP. What is that? Tupperware Service Party? I have no idea. Teaspoon. That's what it is. TSP is a teaspoon. I have no idea what that is. Fed pension. Geo, it's a Fed pension. Thrift savings plan. Oh, hell no. No, see, I can't tell you what to do. Seriously, I can't. But take a look at it from a different perspective. Step back, take a look at a different perspective. Okay? You put all this money You came up with all this. I don't know if you inherited it or you worked for it or you won it in a lottery or whatever. But a thrift savings plan, what rate of return is that? What have they averaged? Have they averaged over 20%, 30%, 40%? What was their average over the last 5, 10, 15 years? Okay, what do we have down there? We just did Abbott Labs. Christopher, thank you. Probably mirrors the S&P. Okay, so Geo, hold on a second. Let's go take a look at the S&P, see what you think. What do we have? Probably mirrors the S&P. Brian, Home Depot, typically just as indices or cheaper MFs. Mutual funds, okay. All right. The S&P. Can we do the SPX? Because that's like the S&P, right? SPX. Or SPY, the spiders. No, I'll have to find something to do there. SOLS. I have no idea what that is. None whatsoever. Who came up with that one? Hold on. Brian wants to take a look at Home Depot. Home Depot. Ooh, check that out. Okay. Here's the high. Here's your low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at it. Down, up. Down, up. Down, up. Well, it's a pattern, right? Down, up. Down, up. Down, up. Down, up. All right, so right there, what's happening? It's starting, bouncing off that bottom. Ty Woodcraft, how you doing? Hey, right there. 30-day top, 30-day bottom, 1, 2, 3. 3 days right there. 332.51. 332.50 is paying 590. Not quite 2%, but still nice. That's uncomfortable. Germain, SOLS. SOLS. No. Sorry, Jermaine, that was pretty quick, wasn't it? I don't do monthlies. Geo, I got a head start rolling over a traditional 401k with 50,000. Okay, good going. Brian, AA, that's Alcoa. Name it. Alcoa, yeah, AA. Here we go, Alcoa. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where we were. Here's where we are. Look at this. Down, up, down, up. Okay, 58.70. The 59s are going for 213. That's over 4%. Brian, that's over 4%. All right, Josh, testosterone administration, and they usually can point in the right direction with ERISA fiduciary standards. Okay, I get it. But what is the average rate of return over the last 5 or 10 years? Okay, that would be my concern. Because when I got to retirement, I retired 3 years ago, I thought to myself, MP, what is MP? Military police. MP, National Corporation. That makes no sense. MP Materials. PL did really well today. I have no idea what PL is. Sorry, Mo. All right. What's my biggest holding? Holy cow. I have to say Hertz. Here we go. Bottom, top, bottom, ones is, look at the motion. Down, up, down, up, down, up. 53.74. The 54 is going for $2. That's over 4% if you like MP materials. Let's zoom in a little bit. Look at the last 30 days to get a good idea where we think it might go next. 30 days ago, down, up, down, up. Yep, looks pretty good if you like that company. Always going to be the right thing to do. Planet Labs. Oh, Planet Labs. Okay, PL. Never heard of them, but alrighty. No. Mo, did you see that? Mo, I don't buy anything at the high of the year. I won't even buy the 30-day high of the year. When does your program start and what days? Okay, Scott, I'm here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every night, 2 hours. Ask whatever questions you want. I don't gatekeep. I'll give you my honest answer. But when I give you my honest answer, you got to remember where I'm coming from. Okay? Because everybody's on their own journey. Everybody's on their own quest. Everybody has their own risk factors. And everybody has their own way of seeing things. So for me, I want safety, predictability, cash flow. That's what I want. Okay? So I may be looking at things a little bit differently than you're looking at them. So I'm going to say no to Planet Labs because, like I said, I don't buy anything at the high. I'll wait for it to pull back before I jump into it. When does your program start and what days? I just answered that question, didn't I? Okay, Brian, you love that company? Oh, all right, awesome. Okay, it's at 35.37. The 35.50s. Oh, no wonder why. That's like a 7% return if you like that company. Jose thinks that's funny. Jose, NQ. No options, no thank you. All right? No options, no thank you. What's next? BCC. No. Who came up with that one? Sharon, you're new here. Sorry about this, Sharon, but I don't do monthlies. Okay, April, May, July, October. Those are months of the year. I mean, I can only trade it once a month. That doesn't work for me. Because if I'm making 1% with each trade, that means I'm making only 12% a month. 12% a year, sorry. And 12% a year is not even close to 50%. So I only do weeklies. Okay, Josh, we already looked at Ford, but thank you. BV, what's the best platform to start off as a beginner? As a beginner, I would have to say like a mobile app, like Robinhood. I use Robinhood and I use Thinkorswim. Now, Thinkorswim I use to find all my details, and Robinhood is simple and easy. I can sit on the hopper, make a few bucks. I can sit at a traffic light, make a few bucks. I can sit in the waiting room, make a few bucks. I can sit at the restaurant while I'm waiting for the waiter. I love Robinhood. It's so simple and it's so easy. Scott Keezy. What's happening, Scott? User 22554412855522. Wow. Mosaic will work. Sell the 26s. Should have put trade in this morning, but stock has no Numa has room. Okay. Oh. MOS Mosaic. Interesting. Ooh, I like that one. That's a good one. Here's the top, 38. Here's the bottom, 22. Okay, where was it? 27. Where is it? 26. Okay. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Right there, 26.19. The 26.19, the 26 is going for 82. That's about 3%. If you like this company, look at it. Let's zoom in. Last 30 days, the top, the bottom, where was it? Where is it? Okay, up, down, up. Look at that. That is freaking awesome right there. The 26s. Oh yeah, that's nice. I'm gonna write that one down. That actually good. I like Mosaic. All right. BCC, we looked at that one. LAM, we did that one. We did that one. Oh, PJ Cajun wants to take a look at Hormel. HRL. Ooh, PJ, I like this one. Check it out. Here's the top at 32. Here's the bottom at 21. She goes sideways, drops, up, down, up. Right there. Looks freaking awesome. Let's zoom into that. I hate when I do that. Okay, 30 days ago, we're at 26. We dropped down to 22. 1, 2, 3, right there. Beautiful. Brian, love MP, not the one on the screen. Okay. Karen Young, thank you there, Karen Young. Mo, newbie alert. Now I can tell I got a newbie alert when somebody says, oh, I like QQQI. Only means I got to go into here and I got to pick on this dude. Because apparently, QQQI. Apparently, this guy is buying something. Do you remember what I said about rule number 3? Okay. Rule number 3 is simple. Okay, who's that? Mo. Mo, rule number 3. Make sure the company is consistently profitable. Me personally, I like 2 decades. Now, 2 decades is not 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. It is 20 years. Let's check out QQQI and see how profitable it has been for the last 20 years. Oh, hold on a second. The very first dividend for QQQI was February 2024. Do you know what that means? That means this company's only 2 years old. And you want to put money into a 2-year-old company? Hold on. It might be a good play. You never know. But let's take a look at how much profits they have. Now, if you know anything at all, about a dividend and a dividend stock company, the dividend is the corporation's profits that they share with the investors. And as simple as I can put it, if the company makes more money this year than they did last year, they're going to increase the dividend that they share with us. Now, if the company makes less money this year than they did last year, they're going to pay a lower dividend. So you need to ask yourself a question. Do you want to read 20 years of quarterly reports and annual reports to see if the company is consistently profitable? Or do you want one number to give you that answer? Look, here's the number right there. If the company's profitable, that number should increase. You ready? Let's take a look. The very first dividend, 59. 60, that's higher. Hold on, let's do this for a second so you get a better idea. 59 is the very first dividend. Okay. 60, higher. 58, lower. 61, higher. 62, higher. 61, lower. 64, higher. 60, lower. 61, higher. 61.2, higher. 62.2, higher. 62.4, higher. 61, lower. 58, lower. 53, lower. 63, higher. Do you see what's happening here, Mo? It's not consistently profitable. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Mo, that's not consistently. Here's the thing. Okay, now some of you may not equate this way, but as a retired person, I do. Okay? So imagine, if you will, okay, January, you get a check for $1,000. February, you get a check for $1,000. March, you get a check for $1,000. April, you get a check for $750. Hold on a second. Why is my check less than it was previously? Because the company's not consistently profitable. Mo, higher, lower, higher, low, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, 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 lower, 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 higher. It just makes no sense. Hold on. I'll show you something that should make sense. All right? Sit tight for a second. American Waters. Ooh, here we go. You ready? Go back 30 years. 2006. Here we go. 2006. You ready? 11.2, 11.7, 1.2, sorry, 12.5, 13, 14, 17, 20, 21, 22. 24, 25, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 43, 46, 50. Did you notice every single one was higher, higher, higher? Josh Testosterone, QQQI, also has return of capital. Need to see tax filing their income. Okay, Josh, you can use whatever excuse you want. Okay? Seriously, you can. Whatever you need to tell yourself to put your money wherever you want. Hey, that's a you thing. But you cannot play one against the other. If the numbers are lower, the numbers are lower. If they're not making more money consistently, then they're losing money. That's plain to see. Okay? If the profit is 50, okay, and next week the profit is less than 50, that's losing money. I don't care which way you want to look at it. I don't care what kind of tax filings, what kind of tax reductions. I don't care about anything. I care about solid numbers. It's either going higher or it's not. And QQQI is not. It's just plain simple. It's just not consistently profitable. People love to argue that because they think they like the company so much, but I like this company. Whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. I will agree with you 100%. Just Fred. Thank you there, Just Fred. Gotta prove that I'm human. There we go. All right, what do we have next? Ooh, Kissable wants to take a look at Aflac. 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 Let's take a look at Aflac. AFL. Ooh, now I like Aflac because Aflac, again, is a dividend king. 5 decades of consistently increasing profits. That means next year I'm going to get more money than I'm getting this year. The year after that, I'll be getting more money. I like, okay, they are doing what we are being shown, but QQQ are for investors. I'm not going to argue with you, Josh. Okay, QQQ, not consistently profitable. You want to put your money in it? Be my guest. I want to show you something here for a second, Josh, just to see if if you comprehend what we're talking about. Okay, QQQ. Are you ready, Josh? Here we go. Invesco QQQ Trust, the QQQs. There you go, okay. Let's take a look at the dividends for the Qs for the last 20 years. Goes all the way back to 2006. There it is right there. So, Josh, are you ready for this? The very first dividend 20 years ago was 29. 2.9. 2.9. Okay? That's the first one. Second, 26. That's lower. 23. That's lower. 5.4. Higher. 2.7. Lower. 3.7. Higher. 2.6. Lower. 5.3. Higher. 3.3. Lower. 3.4 higher, 2.8 lower, 4.3 higher, 4.9 higher. Hold on. It don't get any better. You can't do covered calls every week, even on Dividend Kings. 1% weekly is not a realistic long term. Ooh, I love it when people want to challenge me. I really do. Sit tight, I want to show you something. Right now, I'm trying to show Josh something. Okay, Josh, you see this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times it went down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times it went up. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is 2009. So let's look at some more. 2009. There we go. Higher, lower. Higher, lower. Higher, 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 lower. Lower. Higher, lower. Higher, lower. Higher, higher, higher. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 again. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold on. It actually gets worse. Sit tight. 2012. 13. Okay, here we go. Lower, higher, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, 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 lower, lower, higher, higher, lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times it went down in this little chunk. Hold on. Now we're at 2017. Hold on. We got a little bit more to go. So that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not looking very good, is it? Hold on. We still got more to go. 2017. Right, 2017. Lower, higher, 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 higher, lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more times went down. Now we're at 2021. Hold on, we're getting there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold on, we're not even done yet because it actually gets even worse than this. Sit tight. So that's 2021, 2022. Okay. Lower, higher, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, 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 lower, higher, higher, lower, higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, December 2024. All right, so December 2024. Right there. Lower, lower, higher, higher. Okay, so just 2 more. 2 more. All right. So, out of the last 2 decades or 20 years, okay, 20 years, 4 quarters per year, that's 80 quarters. Okay, right? That's 80 quarters. Okay, 4 quarters per year, 20 years, that's 80 quarters. 80. So, out of 80 quarters, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 34. 34 of them were down. Nah, that's not right. Okay, so out of the last 80 quarters, 34 of them were losers, or less money, less profits. Hold on, it actually gets worse. Can you believe it or not? It actually gets worse. Josh, watch, it actually gets worse than this. So now we're going to come take a look at the summary. Whoops. So let's take a look at the summary. All right, you ready, Josh? And here's the summary right here. Okay, we're at $583 a share. $583 per share. Okay? Now, Josh, are you ready for this one? Seriously, are you ready? The numbers right here gives you the range, the high, the low, and the yield. You do know what a yield is, don't you, Josh? Take a look at this. The Q's, Q, is for, whoops. Okay? The Q's is 46. Isn't that good, Josh? Take a look. Hold on, where are you? Okay, Josh, take a look. 46. You know what I'm missing there? You ready? Watch this, Josh. You ready? That's the yield for the Qs. 0.46% for 1 year. So you're putting your money into the Qs. Great. Yay for you. It's $583 per share. The yield last year was 0.46%. That's not even 0.5% for the year. I'm going to say it again slower. 0.46% is not even 0.5% for the year. Let's take a look at the current yield. The current yield, negative 4.82. Negative. And you think that's good. Hey, it's your money. You do what you want. What I'm looking for specifically, companies that are consistently profitable. The Q's just ain't it. Sorry. They're wrong 34 times out of 80. That's almost 43%. Almost. On the wrong side. So that means you're 60% on the right side. That just doesn't work for me. I like companies that are consistently profitable. 2 decades, 20 years, every single quarter, higher and higher and higher. Not a 60-40 split. No, thank you. So basically, no to the Qs. That was a long way of saying no. Okay, so heats. You can't do covered call weekly, even on Dividend Kings. 1% weekly is not realistic long term. Love it. I love it when somebody challenges me. I really do. Damn it, where is it? Okay, here we go. The 10-minute trader. We want to go to, where the hell did he put it? No, that's not the one I want. That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it either. Shit. Here it is. Okay, my son changed things around. All right, so heats. You want to see something interesting? All right, this is 2024. Okay, here's all my numbers for 2024 heats. Are you ready? It's not what I want to show you. What I want to show you is way down here at the very bottom. Okay, heats. You see this? Whoops. Okay. You ready for this, heats? Here we go. Starting date, August 2011. I've been doing this since 2011. Okay? So you're saying I can't do this long term. $928, what date is that? 2011. What is this one? This is 2013 right here. Nope, not that one, this one. Okay, Rent-A-Center. Wow, that was a long time ago. 2013. Okay, so I have been doing this strategy since 2011. You have any idea how long that is? 15 years. 15 years. Okay, so I've been sharing every one of my trades for the past 15 years. 2013, another setback this week, 10.7 overall. We slipped to the weekly average of 1.3%. Okay, so 1.3% back in 2003. Did a covered call on BCO. I have no idea what that is nowadays. Keep the losses down, but it will affect the bottom line, blah, 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 blah. I've been trading for the last 30 years, but my very first post online sharing with the public was August 2011. So yeah, I've been doing this for a very long time. You can say whatever you want, and you can believe whatever you want. Okay? Stocks that have weekly options. 27 March, that's this Friday. 2 April, next Friday. 10 April, 2 Fridays away. 17 April, 3 Fridays away. 24 April, 4 Fridays away. 1 May, 5 Fridays away. Every single Friday since they introduced weekly options, there is an option against companies that I like. Aflac is a dividend king. Okay? 5 decades, consistently increased profits. You can say whatever you want, unless you have some really good historical data to disprove what I'm saying, what I'm doing. All right, I'm not even going to bother anymore. Heats, especially if your share price falls. Hey, I'm going to disagree with you again, dude. Loco, good afternoon. Josh, you are so behind on the messages. I'll add the next time. Thank you, Josh. Dude, I agree with you, and you misinterpreted a message. Probably did. I do that often. Naughty Woodcraft, how you doing? Okay. PJ, T-Row Price. T-R-O-W. Whoops. No. Monthly. I don't do monthlies. Sorry. 1 year return on the QQQ is 19%. Terribly sorry, dude, but it says it right here. Yahoo Finance, the Qs, the yield is 0.46, which is less than 0.5%. The yield to date is negative 4.82. I don't know where you're getting your numbers from, but you know what? Let's go somewhere else. Let's go and take a look at Google Finance. Google Finance. There we go. Google Finance. There we go. And let's look up the Qs. Okay, let's search. Deep search. QQQ. There we go. Okay. La 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 la. La 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 la. See, I've never done the search on Google Finance. Where do I find out? All right. Let's do it this way. QQQ annual yield. All right, what do we got? Okay, so Josh, you ready? 1 year return on Q is 19%. Right here, Josh. QQQ annual yield. The annual yield for the QQQ trust is approximately 0.48% to 0.6%. I don't know where you're getting your information from, but Yahoo Finance said 0.48. Google Finance is saying 0.48 to 0.6. Dividend yield of 0.48, same thing. So I honestly don't know where you're getting your information from. Yahoo Finance says 0.48. Google Finance says 0.48. So where are you getting your information from? You might want to check into that. I could be wrong. Google could be wrong. Yahoo could be wrong. I don't know. Isn't Google the number one search engine, and isn't Yahoo? No, YouTube is the number 2 search engine. Okay. Anyway. So terribly sorry, but I'm going to disagree with you. Sorry. What else we got next? PJ Cajun, PPG. Ooh, take a look at that one. You ready? Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Down, up, down, up, down, up. If you like PP&G, what are the numbers? Remember Rule 5? 106.69. The 107s are going for 165. That's more than 1% if you like PPG. What about covered calls? Any money to be made? Absolutely, Mike. That's what we've been doing. All right. Down, 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 down. All right, we did that one. Phil Collins. What am I going to do with all this money? Phil, I can give you a buzz if you want to drop your number. I'll give you a call. We can chat. But I have no idea about anything. Kev. Oh, Marine. Simplified, brother. How do we choose what strike price to buy at? Okay, number one, Kev, I don't buy options. I sell options. I buy stocks because they offer dividends, which is a portion of the company's profits. So I buy a company that has good profits. And every 90 days, they give me a dividend. And every year, that dividend increases. Also, while I'm waiting for all those dividends, I sell covered calls against those positions to bring in an extra 1% every single week. And how do you pick? Here you go. You ready, Kev? Check this out. If the current stock price is 106.69, I got 2 choices. I can do the 106. I got all bunch of choices. But the most profitable one is going to be the 107. The 106 is not bad, but the 107 is more profitable, but the 106 is safer. The 105 is even safer than the 106. So you have to figure out, what am I doing? Do I want safety or do I want rate of return? Now, at 62, being retired, I don't want to take any chances. I will take the safer trade. Josh, look at the share price return on Qs. If you're investing in Qs for income, you're in the wrong spot. That's what I've been trying to tell you, Josh. I don't do the Qs because it's not consistently profitable. And it's just a hell no to that one. Look at the chart. You're wrong. How the hell could you figure that I'm wrong? Okay, I'm looking at the chart. A year ago, we're at 400. Shoots up to 600, drops back down to 587. What am I missing? Seriously, what am I missing? If I'm going to buy it, okay, here's the bottom, she's shooting up. Great. If I'm going to buy it at 587, what is the dividend that they're offering? Okay. Now, I'm giving answers based on what the powers that be want me to give you. The yield for the Qs is 0.48%. Bitch, moan, complain all you want. You want to count from a year ago to where we are today? Yeah, fine. It's not what I'm looking at. It's 19% return that you said didn't happen. Okay, hold on a second. Okay. All right, it came up again. QQQ dividend yield, 0.48%. I don't know what else it is you're mistaken here. Okay, so let's go right there. Let's go summary, statistics, blah, 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 historical data. There we go. Okay, so the dividend. There we go. All right, you ready for this? Okay, if the dividend is 79 cents per share, okay, 79 cents per share, that's the dividend. We take out the calculator, and 79 cents is the dividend, okay? Now, we take the 79-cent dividend and we divide it by the current stock price. Divided by 587.82 comes to a grand total of 0.13. 0.13. Where the hell are you getting a 19% return? I have no idea what you're talking about. Seriously, I don't. Because the dividend is right here. The last dividend they paid out, December 22nd, 2025, 79 cents. You take, to find the yield, you take the dividend, 79 cents. You divide it by the purchase price. The purchase price, 587.82. It comes to 0.13. And then you multiply that by 4 because you get it 4 times a year, 4%. No, 0.4%. Not even 0.5%. Dude, I seriously doubt. Okay, I'm just not going to even talk to you anymore because apparently you don't understand either. Am I missing something? Seriously, anybody out there besides Josh, anybody can tell me what the yield is for the Qs, because who've been trading for 30 years, 3 decades, okay, I was told you take the dividend divided by the stock price, and that gives you the yield. Am I wrong? Anybody? No, we understand. Thank you, Sharon. Yes, you are missing something. The price went up, the price of the shares, not the yield. No shit, dude. What did you think the stock was going to do? Just because the stock went from 400 to 600 and then dropped to 570, that's got nothing to do with the rate of return. The rate of return is how much does the company or the ETF or the indice give you just for owning the shares. Just to buy the shares is 587. So if you bought it a year ago at 400, now it's at 587, yeah, that is a 19% return, but it's not a 19% yield. Okay? The yield is what they pay as the profit. And the profit for the Qs is not consistently profitable. It does not consistently increase year after year after year. It just doesn't. Okay? So no, I'm not missing something. I saw the fact that it went up. But what you're missing, I don't ever hold on to anything for a year. I buy it, I collect the dividend. No shit, I never said yield. Your reading miscomprehension is very low. Thank you very much there, Mr. Josh. I will always love having a turd in the neighborhood. But the thing is, it's not consistently profitable. You can call it whatever you want. Yeah, it went up. Everything goes up. You give me one stock that didn't go up. Look at this. Whoops, hold on a second. Look at that. AT&T went up. Look at that. Microsoft went up. Oh, look at this. McDonald's went up. Oh, check this out. Harley-Davidson went up. Home Depot. Oh, look at that. Home Depot went up. You can look at whatever you want to look at. Okay? But by looking at what you're looking at, fine. You do what you want to do. I don't like the Qs. They're not consistently profitable. No thanks. You're looking at something totally different than I am. I'm looking at weekly options. You're looking at buying something a year ago and saying, hey, it went up. Everything goes up. Everything goes up. Everything goes down. I'm looking to jump in on a Monday, get out on a Friday. That's 5 days. No possible way the Qs did 19% in 5 days. You're looking for something totally different than what I'm talking about. But anyway, you have fun. Troy, how you doing? Kev, thank you for that. Mike, what's going on? What about covered puts? I like covered puts, but that's not what we're talking about. King Solomon, how you doing? Please, sure. Could you be my mentor? Yeah, just DM me. I want to learn how to trade, but I don't know. Okay, yeah, like I said, you're on YouTube. So go to the bio, and there is a link to send me an email. Just send me an email, your number, I'll give you a buzz. Josh, oh, holy shit. You want me to take a look at Beyond Meat? I'm not even going to look at that just on the principle. All right, so we're going to call it a day. It's past 11 o'clock. You guys have a great time. What else do we have here? He's talking about 1 year return, not the dividend. Yeah, I get that. But see, the funny thing, Ralph, okay, you can't pick and choose where you get in. Just because it went up within the year period, that doesn't tell me squat. That doesn't tell me where did you jump in, where did you jump out. Because it's not a profit until you take it. Just because it went from $350 to $425, that's a $75 increase. $75 increase on $350 stock is over 20%. And that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 week return. 20% in 9 weeks. He's talking about 19% within the year. It's not what I'm interested in. It's got nothing to do with what I'm doing. Anyway, what else we got? Josh is beyond us. Thank you there, Miss Sharon. Thank you, Raf. Yes, I get that. All right, all that being said, you guys have a great day. We're going to do this all over again tomorrow. So, that being said, you wanted to know what the 5 that we found today? Here we go. The 5 we found today is Ford 1.1, Wells Fargo 2, Harley-Davidson 3.2, AVGO 2.1, and CBS 2.2. Nice, gotta love it. That being said, you guys have a great day, and we'll do this all over again tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone. Tomorrow.